News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, 2 more lives are lost to crashes here in the county.
And a health fair is scheduled for open enrollment. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell, Eunette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
The highways are closed for 2 deadly crashes. It's Tuesday, November 5th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry.
Well, 1 person has been killed as a result of a 2-vehicle crash that occurred last night on Highway 95 near mile marker 92 north of Beatty. Another occupant is said to have been transported by air ambulance to a trauma center in Las Vegas. The road was closed for several hours last night while NHP conducted their investigation.
Nevada Highway Patrol says that a fatal head-on collision took the life of 1 person Monday night in Gabbs. The crash on Highway 361 at mile marker 22 was between a semi-truck and a passenger car and required the highway to be closed for several hours. NHP says that 1 other person was transported to the hospital via care flight.
And there was 2 car fires just up Highway 160 in the past day. Last night, a vehicle caught fire near Jack in a Box here in town. And this morning, a viewer sent us a photo of a fully engulfed Jeep fire near mile marker 32. No injuries were reported for either incident.
The Clark County Coroner's Office has identified the man killed as 28-year-old Nathaniel Paulopoulos of Las Vegas. He died of multiple blunt force trauma, with his death ruled as an accident. The Nevada Highway Patrol responded to that fatal last Friday afternoon on Highway 95 near Kyle Canyon Road. The crash involved a Nevada Department of Transportation truck and a passenger car. The NDOT truck was conducting freeway maintenance and shadowing another vehicle pulling a broom trailer when a car struck the rear of the truck. Paulopoulos was a military veteran and a Department of Corrections officer. He and his fiancée were set to get married in 2021. Unfortunately, he leaves behind 2 children, a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old. The driver of the truck fortunately suffered only minor injuries.
And Nevada Highway Patrol is happy to announce that they have a person who rammed one of their troopers in custody. Today, in the early morning hours, the suspect who last week rammed a Nevada state trooper with a stolen Dodge Challenger bound for the SEMA show has been arrested. The North Las Vegas Police Department arrested 33-year-old Jesse Grano on the charges of attempted murder with a deadly weapon, possession of a stolen firearm by a prohibited person, and child neglect. 3 counts. These charges are unrelated to the Nevada Highway Patrol investigation. At the time of his arrest, Grano had an active felony warrant from the Nevada Highway Patrol to include the charges of battery with a deadly weapon on a public officer, felony eluding, possession of a stolen vehicle, and numerous misdemeanor charges. There is no court date listed at this time for the Las Vegas Justice Court. The Dodge Challenger was on display as scheduled today at the SEMA show, with the trooper involved in the ramming on hand to talk to spectators.
And stay tuned, the healthy eating meatless movement continues to sweep the nation. We'll be right back.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump Cardiology, located at 1397 South Loop Road in Pahrump, Nevada. Call 775-210-8333 for an appointment. Dr. Tali Eric, proudly serving Pahrump since 2005.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, soon even more plant-based products will be available at your grocery store. Angela has that and more in today's BFB.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, a monumental IPO is on the way. Following a series of false starts, Saudi Arabia intends to move ahead with its Aramco IPO. The oil giant just reported a net profit of $68 billion. Ferrari is roaring on Wall Street. The Italian luxury sports car company blew past Wall Street estimates. Revenue topped $1 billion, mostly on sales of its Portofino and superfast sports cars. Ferrari is now steering toward a fashion collaboration with Giorgio Armani. On to Uber. Investors hit the brakes after the taxi app company beat analyst estimates on the top and the bottom line and raised its guidance, but Uber reported a net loss of $1.1 billion.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Thanks, Angela. Well, it's that time of year again, open enrollment. Dr. Edward Harding invites everyone to a special health fair happening at Nye Communities Coalition.
We're having a community event at Nye Communities Coalition tomorrow at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
You're going to be speaking along with some other physicians?
Yes, Chaudhry Bonds, who's our nurse practitioner, will be there as well as Dr. Wakefield, who's our medical director. This current year, we've offered one new plan to the community called Senior Care Plus. Next year, we'll have 4 different plans. So we're going to introduce all those plans tomorrow, and the brokers will be there to discuss the plans in more details with potential patients. They'll be able to ask any point-directed questions for their own needs, as well as get an overview of all the different plans and what's involved with those plans and what they cover, that sort of thing.
What time does it start?
10 a.m. and the doctors will be there from 10 to 11, and then the rest of the staff and the brokers will be there till 1 p.m.
All right, today we're introducing you to a graphic artist who's been in business for several years in town. Shane says he does graphics, but a lot more.
As far as Let's Talk Graphics, I do. That's what I focus on, website development and website maintenance. As far as the graphics are concerned, yes, I do develop graphics, mainly for website use, but also for collateral use. Like, for example, if I develop a graphic for a website, we can also use that on business cards and flyers. For any website, there's the minimum core maintenance that's required, which is really almost a daily thing. Very, very, maybe 3 or 4 days at most. But I have clients that range from the minimal where I'm required, just the minimal amount of time each month, to clients that actually have me working on their website for hours and hours, not doing just the maintenance, but also adding content and doing SEO as well.
What's SEO?
Search engine optimization. It's where I take a website and try to teach the other, the Googles, the Yahoos, all of the search engines, so that people can find your website easier. It's a combination of different tools that I use. It's the website itself. Depending if the website's WordPress, well, that has its own user interface, and there are tools inside of it that I can use to increase the visibility of the website. And then there's actually Google and Yahoo as well have their own search tools, webmaster tools. And then, of course, really what it comes down to is you do have to know what you're doing, because there's these webmaster guidelines, and if you read them, you can say, that's what I need to do, but then actually practicing that, different story.
So you see some websites, and occasionally they're kind of getting outdated, kind of old. You can refreshen those up, as well as like logo treatments, right?
Yes, absolutely. I do that all the time. So inside of Facebook or inside of Twitter, you can set up your profile so that it points back to your website. And yes, definitely do that, always, always. And then always have your website pointing to your social platforms. It's called a reciprocal link, and it always helps the websites as your website's SEO. Facebook doesn't need the help.
And then what about if somebody wants you to handle their Facebook?
I do that. Yeah. There are certain guidelines to follow, too, like the size of the graphic that you're putting and keywords that you can use to optimize your reach with that particular post. Once again, 775-513-1402, or feel free to go right to my website, Let's Talk Graphics, LETSTALK-GRAPHICS, spelled exactly the way it should be.
Wow, Shane's just doing everything right now.
Yeah. Oh, yes. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Well, welcome back. Teacher Robert Nielsen invited KPVM to speak to their high school students about opportunities here at our TV and radio station.
Well, JAG stands for a job for American graduates, and we have one that our Nevada chapter is Jobs for Nevada Graduates. And what I try to do is link the community with the schools and invite guest speakers in to teach them about employability skills.
This really gives them some experience in employment, a little experience about how to maybe do interviews, submit resumes.
Or even do internships like you offered. I have a couple of students who are interested in being interns up here.
Yeah.
We've had guest speakers in from Subway, Mr. David Bombera, Ryan Gott from the Human Resources for Knight County is coming in.
Desert View Hospital, right?
Well, eventually, because right now I probably have 2 guest speakers per week booked up to Christmas break.
Wow.
And so it's amazing, and the community has just been amazingly open for us, and I would like the kids to see what the possibilities are. Valley Electric is coming in 4 times already. I mean, they were scheduled for 4 times, and they're going to schedule more afterwards, and that's thanks to Mr. Bart Thorogood, who is the Vice President or Vice Executive President, I believe, of Human Resources. So we've talked extensively. So I'm trying to get the kids to realize that there are many, many opportunities here in Pahrump. Another thing, we've tied in greatly with Great Basin, because we do have a grant that there's classes can be paid for. And so I'm having all of my kids sign up for at least 1 class in the spring. And Miss Diane Reitman, who is the director of GBC, has come in and spoke to our classes and got all our kids signed up for the Nevada Promise Scholarship, which is a scholarship to the 2-year colleges, which pays for everything that isn't paid for after they fill out their FAFSA. So basically, these kids are learning these amazing opportunities. And the interesting part is they're really taking to it. If I would have 2 months ago, a month ago, if I'd asked them, let's write a resume, they would have put their heads down and said, oh, are you kidding? Now my first period class is saying, yeah, let's do it. We need to do it. So they're seeing the importance of it, and it's really thanks to the community. Any business, because anything that you learn is always going to help you in the future. That we're doing mock interviews. Like I said, the first one was at Subway, and they came in and provided some mock interviews. They're going to do some more. How to prepare for interviews. I mean, like doing a little bit of research before you start. So yes, any business, we'd like to invite them into our classroom, because small businesses, because I have several students who want to own their own business. So how do you go about starting your own business?
Exactly.
That'd be great for local businesses to come in. Well, they can contact me through school. I'm at Pahrump Valley High School, 727-7737. My extension is 2218. That'd probably be the easiest. I could probably get some emails here. Thank you for taking the time to come in. I know as busy as you are, I can't believe you actually spent the 3 hours with my kids, and they're very, very appreciative. So thank you so much.
And the Board of County Commissioners discussed renewable energy here in the Silver State during a recent meeting.
At the recent Board of County Commissioners meeting, a presentation was given about the Western Way's Rural Energy Network initiative. Blake Gwynn, who is the state director for Nevada's Western Way, stated that their goal right now is to educate the state, primarily rural Nevada, about the current renewable energy facilities that Nevada Energy will be building. The Western Way aims right now to help the counties and the cities make sure they put in good policies where we can work together with Nevada Energy to make sure rural counties get the jobs and economic boosts that Gwynn says we deserve for these facilities.
Right now, what I'm trying to build, again, is a rural energy network. We believe that rural regions of the West are often overlooked by national and state energy policies that focus on solutions which only benefit U.S. urban centers. We actually commissioned this economic impact study on rural renewables to drive a conversation on energy policy that advance local economies by maximizing energy development in our rural communities. The Western Way, we believe in an all-above energy policy that enable rural communities to continue to capitalize on traditional energy resources while also advocating market competition in new energy solutions in rural areas across the Western U.S.
In 2018, the Western Way conducted a poll that showed 60% of conservative Nevada supporters believe in more natural gas, wind power, and more solar production. According to the poll, conservative Nevada supporters support consumer choice in the electrical utility market. Gwynn states that the intent of their study is to help estimate the economic and fiscal benefits to Nevada for construction and operation for utility-scale solar, geothermal, and wind generator facilities that are located in rural areas of the state. He adds that currently we have 27 renewable facilities in our state, and from 2006 to 2017, there's been an estimated $7.2 billion in construction and investment in renewable facilities in rural Nevada.
The direct and indirect benefits of the rural renewable energy construction activity in Nevada was estimated to be just at $7.9 billion in the total output. When we kind of break that down, it's also produced over 12,000 employees and an earning of total of $947 million in earnings. In total, the direct economic and fiscal benefits of construction and investment in rural renewable energy projects in Nevada from 2006 to 2017, an estimated $4.3 billion.
In 2018, they looked at the direct economic and fiscal benefits for the renewable facilities, and in total, the direct economical and fiscal benefits was just under $130 million. Commissioner Strickland asks a question before the items end.
In your presentation, you talked renewable energy, but I heard natural gas. We need natural gas. Is that achievable in this valley? We have none here naturally.
Right. That's something we're going to be working with MV Energy. I don't get to select where the facilities go or which facility goes to that region, which again is why we're going to bring everybody together. Yes, we do believe in natural gas. We believe in nuclear as well if it's done properly. Unfortunately, right now, nuclear is not coming to the state, so we have to take a look at what has been approved via our legislation and MV Energy. And so right now, those are the renewable facilities, wind, geothermal, and solar, and so that's what we're going to be concentrating on right now.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, it's time to take a look outside through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam. It's getting a lot darker a lot sooner these days thanks to daylight saving, but that's one of our last looks at the sunlight today, and we'll take a closer look at your forecast when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
All right, surrounding areas, Las Vegas, a high of 78, low of 51 tonight. Death Valley, look at that, 90, 57. Amargosa, 80, 46. Beatty, 78, 40. Goldfields, high today, 66. Tonight's low, 28. Tonopah, 62, 29. Carson City, 69, 33. Fallon, 67, 28. And Burnley, 68 as your high, 33 as your low. Here in Pahrump, sunny skies with a high of 79. Winds out of the south-southwest at 5 miles per hour with humidity at 10%. Sunrise 6:10 this morning. Tonight, clear skies with your low of 47. Winds out of the east-northeast at 5 miles per hour. Humidity is high up there at 23 and sunset 4:43. Your 7-day forecast shows us in the high 70s with clouds coming in on Saturday and Sunday, clearing up on Monday and Tuesday, and going down just a bit on Monday, 75, and your high on Tuesday, 73. And your overnights are all in the high 40s and low 50s. Looking like some good weather out there for a little while, huh?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, pretty nice.
I love it when it's a little bit warmer.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and A's Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.